Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Clash at Auto Club Speedway. My name is Jacob Reeves with Cody Knott producing here, and this is going to be an outstanding race for a bunch of these guys. A lot of new faces that you're going to see in this race. A lot of guys that you've seen last season here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Going to be a very, very good day for this particular race right here. This is the Clash. This will start this season, as you see on your screen. Got some new drivers right here with Jeff Merrick going to be for up front racing. Going to have Cameron Perez going to be for HLR. And looks like that is Kevin D'Elia for DEP Racing. And a brand new team that's going to be here for this season. That's going to be Highline Racing. A lot of guys talking about this Highline Racing being one of those teams that everybody really needs to look out for. Just because it's a new team does not mean that it's just new out here. And we've seen that, just with new in general here within the NASRA 360 Racing Network. And want to give a big, big, huge shout out to our sponsor, the lead sponsor for this series. It's going to be the Concern of Police Survivors Truck Series. That is the name of it. Very, very cool organization that I have heard about with this league. So, very, very good organization. Might want to look them up online. We will get you a web address as we can. But with this race right here, this race was random draw for the qualifying orders. So up front, one of those regulars that we talked about, Joey Doucette going to be up front. Adam Newton going to start on the outside front row of Joey Doucette, going to be starting in row 2. Jeff Merrick and Blake Lothian. Jeff Merrick, one of those new guys. Blake Lothian, one of those guys that we have seen here. Cameron Perez and Justin Lumpkin going to be in row 3. Going to have Ted Wade and Christopher Blanchard. They're going to be in row number 4. Taylor Peacock, Chris Sentiment. That's going to be the top 10 starters. We're going to sit here and watch this pace car go off as you're going to see the rest of the guys at the top of the screen. We got a green flag. We are in the air, and the clash at the Auto Club Speedway is underway. Joey Doucette, and it looks like they are Blake Lothian right beside of him. Both of them door to door going into turn number 1. No one really wanting to give an inch. They know this right here is the clash, and this is not really a points race. Some of these guys will be able to get some playoff points for where they finish at, but up front now, Doucette getting a challenge right now with Jeff Merrick. One of those new faces that we have talked about. To the inside, Doucette up top, right up against the wall. A lot of these guys going to start fanning out here at Auto Club. We have seen races here in the past where these trucks or race cars, whichever series you may look at, really get fanned out. See a lot of 3 and 4 wide racing. And we have Wesley Outland. I believe he has joined me in the broadcast booth. Wesley, are you there, bud?
I am, buddy, and my apologies to everybody. I've been dealing with severe weather in North Carolina all day, all night long. A matter of fact, had one computer and kind of on a backup system here, but the show rolls on, as they say, and this is going to be a nice dash here at Auto Club Speedway. Normally the Clash is at Daytona or at the Coliseum, but this is going to be a really unique racetrack. And Jacob, you think the precision banking 2, 3, 4, 5 lanes wide, this is the type of racetrack with the Auto Club Speedway, with the C.O.P.S pulling series, truck series that will provide that.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those very, very great races. I mean, obviously, you see these guys already just squirming around. You see a lot of them taking that top lane, and that was something that I was going to mention. That top lane, you can carry a lot of momentum, especially in these trucks. You're able to carry a lot of momentum around the top. You're able to basically what we would say in driver's terms is rip the top. You're ripping it up top, and that's what these guys are doing. You see a lot of it back in the back, 3, 4 wide, all the way back in the back. But I'm telling you right now, the battle up front heating up. Doucette all over the back bumper of Cameron Perez, who has actually took the lead here while we were talking a while ago. But right now, Cameron Perez, one of those new faces up here battling with Joey Doucette.
If you've heard of the expression "rip the lip," which is normally used in the dirt track world, Jacob Reeves, the analogy of what we'll see some of these guys doing right now is right now we watch Doucette making his run off the corner, and look at how he makes that dive down to the inside to close in to make that drive for the leader. Just can't get around him. Then he gets a run on him. He's got it down on the inside into turn number 1.
Yeah, but you see Cameron Perez, he is going to use that top right up against that wall. Don't want to get up too high. If you get up too high, you're going to throw it in the fence. But you see the momentum that Perez is able to get as he gets a serious run. Just jumps it, just literally dumps it straight down to the inside. Joey Doucette. Now Doucette going to try to run that top. See if he can get something working up there. Need to watch behind him. The 60 truck, Jeff Merrick. Then you got Ted Wade, Chris Settleman, all these guys, literally everybody under a blanket. And this is very, very early in this race, just 6 laps in as we got a caution on the Speedway.
Yeah, we got a yellow flag on the racetrack. We'll find out what happened as the yellow flag will fly here. 5 laps into it now, Jacob, but we got problems on the racetrack, buddy.
Yeah, very, very trying to see right here what we have and what maybe brought out this caution is we're going to see it right here on the instant replay, the Ports Poppers instant replay from what we are seeing right there. Not real sure. I mean, I'm sitting here looking on my end, still looking for that caution, but I do see a little bit right here as we're going to see it now. Thank you to Cody Knott for being able to pull this off. Look like the 4 truck right here. Wow, that's Adam Newbert, which is very.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's very, very weird to see. Adam Newbert, one of those guys that was in the championship 6 last season. One of those guys that we really thought, you know, me and Will Teller, myself, all of us was thinking that he would be the main one to try to go and win this championship. Looks like he kind of got in the grass, maybe a little bit of a stack up right up against the wall. Would probably have caused Newbert to go in the grass. Thankfully, no damage done to Adam Newbert at that time.
Yeah, we're watching this again, and it's a tough break watching it here on the replay. And you know, Jacob, Adam Newbert's one of those drivers where obviously season 1 of the Sim Racer Hub NASRA Monday Night Truck Series champion, he's point blank told me, Wesley, I got nowhere else to go but up. And to be up is in the new C.O.P.S Truck Series. Obviously, that's going to be something hard for us to continuously mention. The C.O.P.S Concern of Police Survivors Truck Series is the new title sponsor of what has been for 6 seasons, the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. You know, Jacob, it's like Winston Cup for the Cup Series. And then you go on NASRA. Now we become like the Monster Energy Cup or the C.O.P.S Cup from the Triple M Cup Truck Series. So, yes, we'll adjust to the new name. We're excited to have Concern of Police Survivors being the new title sponsor of this series. And I'll be honest with you, Jacob, what offseason anymore, dude? You just crowned a champion 2 weeks ago in Keith Bradley. And by the way, he's definitely shaking up the offseason, if you will, for silly season where the season fires up next week at Daytona.
Yes, he has. I mean, he has joined a brand new team, if I'm not mistaken. That is Mission 1. I believe that's
right.
who he was. That's who he's went with, Mission 1 Esports over there with Joey Doucette, who's actually on that team as well. That's going to be a very, very crazy combination. But, you know, talking about that just a second ago, Wesley, I mean, yeah, this offseason has went literally so quick. I mean, it's like, you know, not too long ago we were in Charlotte for the final race of the season. Now here we
And
are.
what a race that was.
Yeah, very, very awesome race. I mean, you think about it, Keith Bradley, the one driver who has always tried to close, be able to try to be there at the end, get that championship that he has been denied of so many times, be able to pull it off. More or less, I guess you could say the Cinderella story, honestly, Wesley. That's what I think it was for Keith Bradley, the animal, as we call him, because he is always an animal out here on the racetrack, I mean, that's your feel-good story. I mean, everybody loves having a feel-good story, and it was awesome to be able to witness that and see Keith Bradley pull out that championship.
And there's no
All right, we may have lost Wesley Outland right there, but we're going to get ready and rock and roll right here once again here at Auto Club. Up front right now, we got Cameron Perez, one of those new guys. Ted Wade, also one of those new guys as well. Chris Cinnamon and Taylor Peacock, you're going to see these guys up here battling for wins, battling for stage points, battling for a championship later on in this year. But right now you see them getting ready to battle up front for this win right here. Obviously, very, very early in this race, you're going to see these guys, you know, we've seen a lot of them be able to use as much as they can. We already seen Doucette and Cameron Perez battle it out like crazy. So, I mean, you know, we see a lot of these guys, you know, some of these guys, Joey Doucette, a bunch of them back there in the back that had to pit. But a lot of these guys, they stayed out. But here we go, getting ready. Green flag in the air. Cameron Perez on the gas, literally getting a huge jump right here from Ted Wade. Cinnamon Peacock going to battle it out right behind him, or maybe not. Here comes Chris Cinnamon. He actually got a better restart than the second place guy, Wade. Cinnamon, one of those guys that was in the championship 6 at Charlotte, making his presence known here very early in the season here in the Clash. He's going to go past Wade and take second place. He's going to try to go after Cameron Perez.
They'll work their way into that third turn. New faces and new places in this new series, if you will, as Jacob reiterated on. Perez down to the inside. He's got to now throw the block on Cinnamon and some other drivers. What a great field of trucks, by the way, for our 40-lap race. Perez and Wade, Cinnamon. Peacock right there with one another. Here comes Cinnamon down to the inside of Perez. He looks for the lead as we're 1/4 of the way through in 2.
And Cinnamon keeping it down there, but he's not going to be able to make it work. Perez going to be able to cut that line off. Cinnamon going to have to try to battle back, see if he can get back to him. Way back in the back, Christopher Blanchard under fire all the way around. Looks like he's got Justin White right behind him. You got Adam Newbert back here trying to see if he can claw his way back up. Newbert was one of those that was in the grass a while ago. Blanchard trying to use the very top lane, try to get whatever momentum he can possibly get going. Everybody's still trying to chase the new man that's in town and showing everybody that he may be a contender later on in this season for wins and possibly a championship, and that's Cameron Perez.
Job right now. They work their way again. Back to start finish, climbing the bank and out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, Perez now held off the like of the battle on Cinnamon. Now here comes some other great battles coming after him. Peacock and others. White, Ted Wade making that run down in the corner. He is the man of that second spot. Blue and yellow truck down to the bottom. Can't clear him yet as they work out of turn number 4. Back to the line and look at him slicing and dicing, if you will, Jacob.
Yeah, Peacock trying to get all of the draft he possibly can. He's going to run to the top. Perez tries to come up and block. Here comes Wade down to the bottom. May even look 3 wide coming off of turn number 2, or maybe not. Peacock just trying to get there as best as he possibly can. Still going to be 2 wide. Perez up top. Wade down low. Now Wade's going to get shuffled back. Here comes Peacock up the top side, and he's actually going to get into the fence just a little bit as Christopher Blanchard coming out of absolutely nowhere, going to stick it in the middle. Wow, I mean, just everybody just battling it out. Everybody knows this is the Clash. This is early in this season, but everybody trying to make a statement so early that, hey, this is a new season. This is my season to get out here and win the C.O.P.S Truck Series Championship.
Oh, yeah. The series title up for grabs, and it all starts tonight here at the Clash as Jacob reiterated on Perez, Wade, Peacock, Blanchard, and again, as I mentioned, some new faces and new places, but also, you know, Jacob, you got drivers that are previous contenders. I don't want to use the word old faces in old places, but they've been veterans of the series, and make no doubt about it, they're right here in contention. Uh-oh, trouble, turn 4.
Yeah, Stephen Thomas actually got tapped right there by Adam Newbert.
No caution.
Thomas down the pit road. No caution on the Speedway. Not real sure. Yes, he will. Race control will clear that black flag and help him out. He's going to be able to speed straight off pit road and be able to get back on the racetrack. But wow, great save by Stephen Thomas, who got tagged by Adam Newbert in the left rear. Newbert just slid up into him just a little bit. Wow, what a great save, and being able not to hit the barrels or hit the inside wall and being able to save it.
If our producer Cody Knott can find a Pulse Poppers instant replay to maybe show you what happened, but again, only one caution flag in the race. No yellow flag called as that truck that lost control, as Jacob mentioned, was able to spin down onto the pit lane. Meanwhile, Perez is under attack by Peacock, and here's a replay, Jacob, of what you said happened out of turn 4 here.
Yeah, and you're going to see it right here. I mean, Newbert just kind of just...
Oh, my.
Yeah, I think he just lost the nose just a little bit and just kind of just slid up. I mean, that happens when you're running the bottom. You're just not able to get that turn that you want off the corner, and you see it right there. Just coming right up into his left rear. I mean, nothing intentional, obviously, you know, from Adam Newbert and Stephen Thomas. Both of these guys, they raced last season. Both of these guys raced each other very hard, and they enjoy, you know, basically each other's company out on the racetrack. But... you know, that's, you know, obviously nothing intentional, but up front, big battle up front. Cameron Perez, Taylor Peacock battling it out. Not too far back from them was 3 wide for a minute. Christopher Blanchard, Cinnamon was back there in this mix. Every kind, I mean, all kinds of battles everywhere on the racetrack. You would think, honestly, Wesley, I mean, with this particular track, you would see, you know, some of these guys wanting to go single file at certain points in this race. You know, they're not. They're fanning out all over the place. As I said earlier, I knew they was going to fan out. I just didn't know it was going to fan out this long.
Yeah, very interesting racing going on here right now in the early going. We're keeping up with it right now as, again, the leader still is Cameron Perez, the man that is leading the top spot right now. He is the driver in that number 3091, correction. Taylor Peacock in that second. That's a Ford. Then you got a couple of Fords behind him, and Ted Wade, Blake Lothian, and all these working their way along with Justin Lumpkin, Toyota top 5. There's on board on the driver view of Blake Lothian, his machine in the 4th spot. And things have kind of settled down here in the Clash here at Auto Club, if you will, for the C.O.P.S Truck Series tonight. Jacob, as they come to the line, we're a few more laps away from the cross flags coming out here in this 40-lap event.
And it's been very interesting race right here. I mean, you got a bunch of these guys. You see Justin B. White back here. Granted, this is a battle for about the 8th spot. Adam Johnston, one of those guys, Adam Johnson, one of those new faces that we see in this series, trying to make his statement. He started this race 18th all the way up to 8th. Justin White trying to show him, hey, look, you know, this is our playground, bud. You know, we know you a new guy, but we're going to try to show you how it's done here at the C.O.P.S Truck Series. Justin White trying to get a run on him as well. Up front, though, it's Cameron Perez. Peacock's actually got that gap kind of widened out just a little bit. Perez still leads Peacock over about a half a second. Then you got Blake Lothian, Ted Wade, and the new man in town, one of the new men in town, that'd be Jeff Merritt. As we're looking down the backstretch right here, we see Cameron Perez still leading this pack right now. Lothian down to the bottom, actually going to make a shot right here at Taylor Peacock, go for second. Once again, these two guys that are two of the new guys that is in this, or excuse me, two of the guys that have been around for a while. Peacock, one of those guys that you would mainly see do some crazy work on the super speedways, as we seen last season and the playoffs at Talladega, with Peacock making some daring moves and trying to get to the front. But right now, he's got a rear view mirror full of Blake Lothian. and Jeff Merrick trying to get something in the bottom. Peacock's in the wall. Lothian gets into the back of him. Merrick gets spun. Oh my goodness, Peacock's in the
Oh,
wall.
no.
And caution is on the Speedway on the backstretch here at Auto Club. And another one just drives straight in. Blake Lothian. Everybody
Man.
just jamming straight into it.
Just before halfway, and Blake Lothian, Taylor Peacock, drivers involved in that accident, down on the back straightaway, halfway home, 20 in, 20 to go at the Clash at Auto Club. Jacob Reeves that were under the yellow flag for the second time. What happened, buddy?
It looks like, I mean, just Peacock maybe slid up a little bit. I mean, you're going to see it right here on this replay. See Lothian, all these guys battling very, very hard. Lothian takes the top. Peacock running on that middle, running on that seam. I mean, usually when you hit that seam, it's going to actually make your truck, in this case, make it snap just a little bit, make you be able to turn. But at that point, he didn't really turn. He just didn't turn at all. I mean, he just went straight up to the wall, threw it into the fence just a little bit. And then from there on, Lothian just followed him straight into the turn 2 wall pretty much. As you're going to see it right here. Once again, Peacock in the fence. Lothian gets into the back of him. And then from there on, it was a Talladega kind of wreck, honestly. More like Days of Thunder. Lothian actually got slammed by the 12 truck. Trying to look, see that was Zach Hardwick. So a lot of guys having some very, very hard hits in this race, and no fast repairs right here, Wesley. So some of these guys might actually have their night ended well short right here from where they wanted it at.
Yeah, yellow flag out over the racetrack here is again, we have a, oh man.
You see Hartwick right here. I mean, just bam. I mean,
oh, wow.
And you can't really see anything right there. I mean, obviously, you know, if we could get like an onboard, you would see that there's nothing but smoke right there. When when Hartwick's coming through there, you see absolutely nothing but smoke. As you're gonna see it right there. This is one of the most awesome cameras. Obviously, I see this more than I do from some of these producer sections. Obviously because I race way more than I do announce. But you're gonna see it right here. There's the smoke. There's everybody checking up.
Man.
Bam! I mean, it just happened so quick. There was nothing for Zach Hardwick to do right there. Lothian's still on pit road, but I believe Hardwick may be done for the evening.
And that's heartbreak there. And by the way, Jacob, I'm trying to hang with you as long as I can, my friend. This weather in North Carolina, pretty nasty here tonight. Thunder and then lightning. It has been storming here since probably 3:30, 4 o'clock this afternoon. And I'm telling you, we're kind of in the eye of the brunt of the storm right now. There's massive, severe weather in the area. But I'm doing my best to hang with you. There's the man right there at the GoPro 81 Chevrolet, Cameron Perez, doing a phenomenal job of that number one lap of the race. 41.007, and he is looking good right now in the top spot for this non-points race for the Clash at Auto Club. But honestly, Jacob, as we mentioned, man, it's bragging rights to launch off 7th season.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it is. I mean, this is 100% bragging rights. And, obviously these guys right here, obviously Cameron Perez, Jeff Merrick, 2 new guys that are joining in this C.O.P.S truck series. They don't want to just, sit there and just pull over. I mean, granted, some of these guys, Christopher Blanchard, Joey Doucette, Justin White, James D. Morris, Devin Painter, some of those guys that's in the top 10, Chris Sandeman, obviously, Adam Newbert, all these guys that are veterans that have been around for a good while. They don't care. They could give, no care at all for any of these guys that's in here as veterans. They want to show that, hey, we are the new guys, but we came here to play too. We want a shot at this championship. We want a shot at getting into the playoffs and winning some races. And they're showing that very, very early in this race, right here at the halfway mark. So that's very, very... We're going to see what these 2 guys got. These 2 guys have shown a lot of force. We're going to see what they got.
You're exactly right. And now we await for the restart here now. Cameron Perez is the leader. It's Jeff Merrick second. That's a Chevrolet and a Ford. Chris Blanchard and a Ford in third. Toyota, Justin Lumpkin in fourth. A Chevrolet, Justin White in top five. Joey Doucette, Ted Wade, Jane Morse, Devin Painter, along with Chris Sidham in the top 10. Back in the Geico restart zone. Green flag. Back out, 17 to go. The Clash at Auto Club, the C.O.P.S Truck Series, and Perez will funnel back out as the leader into one.
And he completely got them going right there. Literally caught the field sleeping on that restart. Merrick going to be able to hold on to second. Justin Lumpkin going to be in third. But oh no, here we go. Another caution on the Speedway. Wow, very, very early right here for this caution to happen.
Another yellow flag, another Pulse Poppers instant replay for what happened here. And it looks, if you will, Cody, little job on the production work. Something happening in the back with Huck Wigginton there in the top 25 there, Jacob. And just kind of seeing where things went awry here. Did he have help or did he lose it on his own? Survey says lost it. Got tagged in the left rear. Nowhere for the Truck Series sponsored machine 00 to go.
Yeah, he just absolutely lost it right there, and that's a very tricky spot right there off of turn number 2. It gets real bumpy right there off turn number 2. I mean, this whole track really is very, very bumpy. It's very rough. Obviously, you see it right here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. I mean, you see all the pictures that we show. Well, I'm telling you right now, this track is completely worn out. I mean, this is one of the oldest surfaces that the C.O.P.S Truck Series will race on. You see it right there, Huck Wigginton just losing it. I mean, literally, don't know if it was the bumps, don't know if he just got in the gas the wrong time and just kind of, leaned on that right rear a little bit, spun it out. But I think it had a lot to do with the track surface and how bumpy it is. He probably just bottomed out and he just lost it. I think that's what it was. Stephen Thomas, nowhere for him to go at that point. But unfortunate to see that this early in the race. But Huck Wigginton didn't hit nothing except for two things. There was two things that was hit right there. It was Stephen Thomas's right front and Huck Wigginton's pride at that point. But anything is still possible. Still. With 14 laps to go, anything's possible. We can still get something going. That's what Huck Wigginton needs to think right now. We're looking right here with the weather conditions right now. 65 on that air temp. Look at that track temp. Wow, 111 miles an hour, or 111 degrees. Excuse me. Very, very hot track temperature right now for these guys. A lot of these guys was practicing at around 125 degrees track temp, trying to get what they could out of that track temp to be able to judge for this race. And that's exactly pretty close, a little bit cooler than what some of these guys was practicing. I talked to Kyle Hess earlier this week, and he said, that he was practicing on that 125 degrees just to challenge him, because that was the hottest temperature that he would think he would see. Well, it's a little bit less than what it was. But, 3 cautions this race, 9 caution laps. Ain't really had a lead change neither, according to our statistics right here presented to us by Cody Knott, the producer. We still got a long way to go. I mean, this track 2 miles long,
Oh, yes.
14 to go. Still got a long ways to go right here. We'll see what happens right here. We'll see what happens right here in the next couple laps.
I'll be honest, Jacob, we've had not a big share of caution flags here tonight either. I mean, 3 yellow flags for 9 laps, and we've got, what do we got? 14 laps to go, 13 laps to go, and 27 laps completed. So, obviously, there's been a lot more racing laps than caution laps if you do the tally. Don't matter if it's a 40-lap sprint or not. But, man, this race has been exciting. It's been entertaining. But in the back, but up in the front, it's been all Cameron Perez. And if Cinnamon or Lumpkin or Doucette or any of these drivers have tried to make a run, Ted Wade most recently, to make a run after the leader, Perez, is all immediately stopped. That 91 truck is really, really looking good. The GoPro Chevrolet, Blanchard's towing and recovering entry, ready to bring us back to green flag on a double file restart. And now he's got Jeff Merrick to his outside. Jeff Merrick on the outside. It's a Chevrolet and a Ford, a bow tie and an oval on row number 1 as we'll get ready to bring him back to green. Jacob, and again, honestly, there's still a lot of racing left to go here.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, 2 mile racetrack, obviously. You're sitting here looking right here, coming to 12 laps to go this time by. We're going to see if anybody's got anything for Cameron Perez or Jeff Merrick for that matter. But here we go. Green flag. Perez getting on the gas. Great restart right here by Cameron Perez. Merrick going to be on a side-by-side battle with Justin Lumpkin. Merrick going to be up top. Doucette actually right behind all of this. Perez still leading them. Merrick up in the middle lane. Lumpkin getting a little bit loose down on the bottom. That's going to open the door for Joey Doucette to be able to slide by him. Maybe if he's able to make the pass and clear him, he will. So take Doucette, put him up to third. But up front, Merrick and it looks like Perez, both of them battle heating up for the lead.
Now the work away off that corner out of turn number 4. Back to start-finish line. It's Perez now. 11 to go at the line. Merrick in second. Doucette right there in tow on third. Wade and Lumpkin, they try to climb the bank. And meanwhile, shot for the lead as they work again into turn number 2.
And Merrick was literally pushing Cameron Perez down the front stretch. Literally got into him and knocked him a little bit sideways. Perez tries to jump up and throw the block. Merrick actually gave him that right there. Perez jumped up right in front of Merrick. Merrick got out of the gas, was almost fixing to turn Perez, maybe a little bit late of a block. Wow, I'm telling you right now, he better send Merrick a Christmas card very early because I'm telling you, he damn near turned Cameron Perez, and that's going to cost both of them. Here comes Doucette. He's going to give Perez the bump down into turn number 1. Doucette not showing any favoritism to these newer guys. Gonna try to see if he can get up here and steal this bad boy here at Auto Club.
10 laps to go. Katie Bartlett here in the Clash at Auto Club for the C.O.P.S Survivors Truck Series. 3-4 trucks in a tango. Perez now to the outside. He's in the middle now. Doucette up on the top. Merck on the bottom. They battle for the lead coming out of 4 to 9 remaining.
And Merrick almost got into Doucette. I mean, these guys literally leaning on each other coming off of turn number 4. Doucette gonna try to give Perez the little shot right here going into turn number 1. Maybe that's what he needs to be able to get by him, but he will not run the mid, or he's gonna run the top. Merrick down to the bottom. Side-by-side battle for second. Look out, Ted Wade. He's back there trying to see if he can close back up into this as well. Everybody's still trying to chase Cameron Perez, but I'm telling you, Cameron better keep his rear view mirror handy because he has got a lot of action right behind him.
Better do that indeed as they work their way climbing the banking off of turn number 4. It's going to be 8 now. 8 laps to go. And they got turned. Here goes now Perez into the outside safer barrier. The 32 is also in the fence, who was at one time up in this race contending. Caution out. You've got some top contenders involved in this thing. The 32 is involved of, oh, man. That's Ted Wade. You've got, obviously, Perez, the 91, in the fence. It was bound to happen here. Closing into the finish for the win now, Jacob.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was bound to happen. Like you said, we're going to see this right here for this whole lap right here.
There was a lot of bump drafting that was going on before this accident happened. Like you said, there were 2 or 3 times there should have been a caution and they didn't throw one.
Yeah, I mean, right here, you see it right here. Merrick slides up into Doucette a little bit, but going back a couple of laps ago, Merrick actually let out of the gas and cut Perez a break. Big-time break on the backstretch. Merrick gets in here, drives it in really deep, slides up, and he's there. And I'm telling you, Merrick wasn't going to lift that time. Perez, I mean, he cut him a break the first time. When you get to him on the outside and they come up the second time, you just got to keep you got to literally keep your foot in it. And at that point, I mean, you got nowhere to go. I mean, Perez came straight up into him, hooked himself straight into the fence. Some of these other guys that got caught up in it back here in the back, Ted Wade, a bunch of other guys getting caught up in this accident, all because one guy thought he was clear and he wasn't. But
Yeah,
as
yeah.
we see right now, Cameron Perez has actually disconnected from the service. So Cameron Perez done for the evening. But up front, the one man that barely, I mean, he almost made it into that championship six, Joey Doucette up front, not letting that have anything to do with him from what happened last season. He's carrying over. He's using that as fuel for this season, leading right here at Clash with about 7 to go.
Yeah, and right now, Joey Doucette is the leader. Joey Doucette, the leader, followed by Chris Cinnamon, Justin White. Joey Doucette leads. Chris Cinnamon second. Justin White third. Devin Painter and James Morris, the top five. Dana Shepard, Dane Hagan, Stephen Thomas, Adam Johnson, Taylor Peacock. All these drivers currently in the top 10. And again, right now, 4 cautions, 11 caution laps, 1 lead change. And that was right before calamity. With 91 got put in the fence of the driver of Cameron Perez. He is now in 25th, multiple laps down. What heartbreak there for that driver. And then again, here you go. 7 remaining, 6 to go when we go back to green flag. Jacob, anybody can win this. Hey, and by the way, you got 2 miles tonight at Auto Club. We're going super speedway racing Monday night. The Sim Racer Hub NASRA Truck Series Season 2. Monday night's going to be wild, brother.
Yeah, it's going to be wild. I mean, and not to take anything away from that, that's going to be some great action at Talladega. But these guys have actually qualified earlier for their qualifying races, which will happen next week here, next Friday
That's right.
the NASRA 360 Racing Network. You will see that live here, same time, same channel. So these guys have already qualified. We don't know where they're at. We don't know who's qualified where. We don't have any updates or anything like that to give you. I guess you'll just have to tune into the social media channels to find out later on what we have and where everybody's going to line up and who's going to get that pole, who's going to start outside, and which of your favorite drivers is going to be in which duel. But that's next week. We still got here 5 to go when they take the green right here. Doucette and Cinnamon's going to be on the front row.
Yeah, no doubt, not done yet for sure. By the way, going to be a fun time. Hey, don't forget also Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, the NASRA podcast, the new NASRA podcast. I believe it's called the Pit Wall Podcast, and that is not that podcast. That is with Tyler Dittmer and Brady LaBeouf. So make sure you make your plans to check that out, no doubt about it. We're back to green. Here we go. 6-lap shootout at Auto Club. Who's going to be at the end of this battle as they'll work with Doucette as the leader into turn 1? 5 to go.
And Doucette going to run the middle. Cinnamon going to see if he can climb just a little bit higher, right up to the back bumper of Doucette. Justin White now going to get into the middle of this battle. He's going to run the bottom. Cinnamon going to shove himself right straight past Justin White. Now he will go even farther. Go to the inside, challenge Doucette for the lead in turn number 3. Justin White right behind us. Devin Painter, also one of those guys that raced last season. He's going to be a threat this season. But up front, Chris Cinnamon taking the lead away from Joey Doucette. But it's not over yet. Here comes Doucette on the outside.
What a big job there. 4 laps to go. 8 miles remaining. Now Cinnamon down to the inside. Over the top designs. Black and red number 3 to the number 1 spot. Clears by Doucette, our friend of the North in Canada, to the number 1 position. Doucette now. Justin White. Couple of Chevrolets with Devin Painter holding off the Stephen Thomas Toyota. They climb the banking. 3 to go and they work into 4.
And Cinnamon still trying to work that bottom. He's going to slide up just a little bit. The preferred line you would see here at Auto Club Speedway. Doucette straight in his tire tracks. Going to be coming right up to the back of him. May take a draft. No, he will not. He's going to jump to the top. Cinnamon, he saw all that action go on with all the blocking that was going on earlier. He wants nothing of it. He wants to make sure he can finish this race. He did try to show that block just a little bit to Doucette. May have thrown Doucette off just a little bit, but Doucette's going to have none of it. Here he comes. to his outside, door to door. Here we go, 3 to go as they go into turn number 3.
Down in the turn number 3, inside of the racetrack, it's Cinnamon. Doucette right there will follow. They work their way off the corner out of turn number 4. Popsicle sticks in the air, working off 4. 2 to go at the line. Someone's got to make a run on Cinnamon. Doucette, White, Thomas, all these drivers getting into position for checkmate. Not yet. It's still Cinnamon on the bottom. Doucette with a big run now as they work off 2.
And Cinnamon's going to try to pull the slide up right in front of Doucette. Couldn't fit a piece of paper between both of them. Doucette still up his back bumper, literally shoving Cinnamon into turn number 3. Cinnamon may overdrive the corner a little bit, and that may open the door for Doucette as Doucette's trying to work it on the bottom, coming to the white. Cinnamon still leading right here. Doucette right behind him. White flag in the air. Cinnamon trying to go left to right, trying to block the draft as much as he can. Doucette down to the bottom at Cinnamon's door. Cinnamon way high.
Here he comes. One more shot at him. Cinnamon might overshot the gap. He's lost ground. Doucette clears him again. Here comes now Cinnamon. He's on the left rear, down below the apron. Doucette now climbs the banking. All these drivers now, stride for stride, 2 rows deep as they work to the checker out of 4.
And Cinnamon gonna try to keep it down. Doucette gonna have a photo finish right here. Doucette trying to get that run. He will not be able to make it. Chris Cinnamon gonna win the Clash here at Auto Club. Doucette will get that spot. Doucette will actually get second. Thomas third. Gonna be Justin White gonna be in 4th. Devin Painter gonna finish in the top 5. Adam Newbert, with all the problems he had, coming across the line to finish 6th. What a race here in the Clash here at Auto Club.
What a battle the end, man. Joey Doucette. Man, I'll tell you what, battling here for the win. Chris Cinnamon got it back. You know, I was a little concerned about Cinnamon there. As we see the results here, I was really concerned about Chris Cinnamon, if you will. Jacob, he overshot and ran up the safer barrier out of turn number 2. I thought he threw the race away, but the racer, entry number 3 Chevrolet, is going to be the winner of the club. What a show to open up the C.O.P.S Truck Series here in Season 7.
And he better watch that right there, backing it into the fence. Hopefully that truck will pass tech. I'm sure it will, but Chris Cinnamon, burning it down here at Auto Club. Let's listen to the engine as he's burning it down right here.
Man, burning it down, no doubt. What a big win of the NASRA Clash here tonight for the Concerns of Police Services Clash Series here tonight, the C.O.P.S Truck Series. And again, when it's all said and done, what a show here. Again, we want to thank Concerns of Police Survivors. Again, established in 1984. I was just 2 years old when that was created for cops, helping out fallen police officers. It is awesome to have them now on board on the NASRA Truck Series, Premier Truck Series. I want to say big props to obviously Michael McKinnon and everybody that done what they did for 6 seasons, being the title sponsor of the NASRA Premier Series. But Jacob Reeves to have C.O.P.S now as the title sponsor. It's going to be really cool. We're going to do a lot of promotions with them. And for the first winner in the new era of the C.O.P.S NASRA Series of Trucks, it is the man of Canada, Chris Cinnamon, getting it done.
And he is still burning it down right here, Wes. I mean, just keeps burning it down. He is so happy to get this win right here. You're going to see the official results right here. Chris Cinnamon getting the win literally by 2/100ths of a second, almost 3/100ths of a second over Joey Doucette. Stephen Thomas third. Justin White going to be in 4th. Devin Painter 5th. Adam Newbert going to be in 6th. Adam Johnson is going to be in 7th. Dana Shepard going to be in 8th. James Morris going to be in 9th. Taylor Peacock, who was up front battling for the lead at a couple instances in this race, he's going to wind home in the 10th spot.
11th is going to go to Dane Hagan. Christopher Bullen, 12th. Kyle Hess 13th. Brandon Bullock is 14th. Kevin Dilia is 15th. Jeffrey Sickles is 16th. Raul Meza 17th. The Cops entry house vehicle, the 00. Huck Wigginton is 18th. Adam Newton 19th. Justin Lumpkin, he'll finish in the top 20, Jacob.
And then you got 21st, you're going to have Jeff Merrick, one of those guys that was pushing the envelope, trying to get around Cameron Perez, not being able to make it work, going to come home in the 21st spot. Actually, still finished on the lead lap with the damage that he had. Ted Wade, another one of those guys that got caught up in that accident. He's going to wind home 22nd. Ron Hunter, Nathan Smith. There's Cameron Perez. You see him in 26th position, 12 laps down. And then you got Jonathan Munda. You got Blake Lothian and Zach Hardwick. There's the 28 drivers that was in this race for this Auto Club Clash for the Cops Truck Series. We will take a quick break, and then we will be back to talk a little bit with some of the guys that finished up front in this race.
Copy that.
And welcome. Oh, I'm sorry. Go back and welcome back to the Cops Truck Series here at Auto Club. You just witnessed a great finish right there at the end to this clash. And looks like Wesley Outland has actually caught up with our third place finisher.
Yeah, I think we're going to get, I believe it's Stephen Thomas in the box. Stephen, it's always great catching up with you, man. Listen, it's a crazy race, obviously, in the Clash at Auto Club. Highly entertaining. You'll hold on for a podium finish. Great way to start the new era for the NASRA Cops Truck Series. Your take of the race.
Was you talking to me, Wesley?
Stephen Thomas, do you copy?
Yeah, I got you now. I got you. Yeah, how you doing, guys? Oh, okay.
I'm understanding that Stephen Thomas is having possibly some internet issues. Heck, he might be where I'm at right now, whether it's storming and all that right now. So, Stephen, you back with me, buddy? I don't know if you heard my question or not, but a pretty solid start a new era with the Cops NASRA Truck Series Premier Series, and you get a top 3 podium here at the Clash.
Yeah, man, it's good to be back racing. Again, man, I was butt hurt from the championship race, so I've been out of the rig for a while. But yeah, man, I enjoy this track, and like I said, it's nice to be back racing. So I gave it everything I had tonight. It was fun.
Obviously, you know, the old cliche is you put somebody in where they're successful, their genius appears. Obviously, you'll settle for third, but Stephen, you were right there in the hunt for the victory. Talk about what it was like being there in that last restart to put yourself in the catbird seat, obviously, for the win.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mr. Newbert, my teammate, got into me. I think halfway through the race, can't remember what lap, and I saved it into the pit, so it put me back in, back in the back of the pack. Then I took tires with that lap 26 caution and crawled my way all the way back up. I can't remember what I restarted the last restart. I think it was seventh. And yeah, I was fast, man. If I wouldn't have been put in the back of the pack to begin with, I felt like I had the truck to win this race tonight for sure. But I'm just glad to put myself up there for a race. It was a lot of good 3 wide racing, so I had a blast.
Well, I'll tell you what, no doubt about it, Tom, Stephen. Final question, but I'll let you thank your sponsors here in closing, man. What's your thoughts of moving into obviously the duels? You had to qualify already for the duels, and then ready for season 7 that launches obviously in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I didn't do too well in the qualifying for the duels, so we'll hang out in the back for a while and then just kind of wait for week one. I hate Daytona. I hate super speedways. I just kind of hang out in the back until the end and see if I can put myself at a good finish and move on to the next week. So yeah, man, just hanging out for the next couple of weeks, enjoying the time off before season 7 starts. Ready to roll.
Sponsors, buddy.
Man, I want to thank Millie's Restaurant, A's Lawn and Landscaping, Darren's Nail Gun, see the Family Handyman, DSR Electric, and my new sponsor, Jersey Smoke, and then everybody that's involved with NASRA. Man, I still got to get a list of all the sponsors for this season. I know it's changed a little bit. I want to thank you guys at the broadcast and all my teammates tonight with Swim. Appreciate it, guys.
Another good run for Jeff Sickles and Sick with It Motorsports. The Toyota number 23 up 11 spots. He'll finish third here tonight in the Auto Club Clash for NASRA. We'll go down to Joey Doucette, who is the second place finisher of the race, and our Jacob Reeves is that.
Yeah, Joey Doucette, you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Hey man, look, I mean, I hate to be the one to, I guess, to talk to you about. I mean, just a awesome finish right there at the end. I mean, you know, I mean, you went through a lot of adversity. You know, you saw a lot of things go on. Obviously, Perez and Merritt getting caught up. You know, and you was able to get by them. But talk about that battle right there with Sentiment. I mean, y'all look like y'all was just driving y'all's tails off right there. I mean, was there anything else you could have done to be able to get past Sentiment right there?
Dordom. That's about as what I could have done coming down to the line. But I was afraid that, netcode's a big thing here, and didn't really want to get too close to him and wreck him that way and win that way. But no, that restart right there after Merck and Perez got together, and I took the high side because I was running the high side all night. But yeah, we were running our tails off. It was just loose on the bottom, and you had to counter steer most of the time. And I just took the top where I didn't have so much wheel movement, and I tried to hold it the best I could. But yeah, I was just driving behind him. I was like, if I can just push him and draft him, and hopefully he can break the draft behind me, it'd just be me and him at the line. And Steven came up there, and I swear, if he had one more lap, he was going to put us 3 wide. So I'm just glad that it ended right there.
Well, coming up with these next couple of weeks is going to be really fun for y'all right here, starting off y'all's 7th season with a brand new sponsor with the C.O.P.S Truck Series. You're getting ready, to run into a little bit of super speedway racing, getting ready to do the duels, and then obviously starting this season out at Daytona. What's your outlook not only for the qualifying races and the Daytona race itself, but having another shot to trying to get back into that championship 6?
I just don't like super speedway racing. It's just I always seem like to get collected into something. But I'm gonna try to do the best I can. Stage points is gonna be a big thing when it comes to these super speedway races. But just trying to get the most points for my team for mission 1, and just you know I missed it by 1 point last year. It hurt a little bit, but I wasn't upset because I did the best I could. And but no, Daytona's. I'm just going to go for a win in the Clash to get some more playoff points. Hopefully, I can pull out a win there. And I don't think I qualified pretty good at Daytona, I have to go back to see what the results are there, but I'll see where I start there, and hopefully I can make my way up to the front in the duels, and then hopefully for the best for the Daytona 500.
All right, bud. Give me your sponsors.
I'd like to thank NASRA 360 Racing Network, Warrior Raps, NER Power System, M1 Race Cars, Over the Top to the Designs, Hoopty's Garage, Pulse Poppers, Blanche's Towing, Stogies, C.O.P.S for coming along, Sim Racer Hub Butt Kicker, 213 Simware, and just you guys do a great job for us in broadcasting, and I appreciate you guys 100%.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here, second place tonight, but I've got a feeling he's going to be one spot more in a couple of races later on this season. I look for him to have a multi-win season. That's the driver of the number 16. That's Joey Doucette. Joey, thank you for your time.
I appreciate it, guys. You have a great night.
And that was Joey Doucette. Now we're going to pull in the next man, and he is the winner chicken dinner. That is Chris Cinnamon. Cinnamon, you got a copy, buddy.
Got you guys. How you doing?
Very good, buddy. And you?
Oh, sitting in the victory lane, drinking a beer. Nothing better than that.
Yeah, sounds awesome, man. Well, I mean, we talked to Doucette a minute ago. Y'all was just basically, like I said a while ago, just driving y'all's tails off, doing everything that y'all possibly could to try to get this win here at the Clash. I mean, did you think you had it in the bag, or was you just a little bit worried?
I had good confidence in the restart, but at the same time, you're running Joey. He's one of the top guys in this league. You never know what he had for you, and you know what? I love running with him because we could battle that hard, that close, side by side for that many laps and run it clean. And actually appreciate him. I think he ran me a lot cleaner than I expected. I was expecting a little bit more bumping, but it was a blast.
Yeah, he said something about the only thing he could have probably done to try to help it was to door you. But anyway, second question. So, it's like I talked to Doucette about, we got the qualifiers. They're going to be coming next week. You got the duels. The duels is going to be next week, and then you got Daytona. Then you got a long season, 26 races, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be very, very long season, longer than what it was. What's your outlook to try to get back into that championship 6 and have a shot at trying to go after the animal Keith Bradley to try to secure yourself a championship this season?
I'm actually really excited for it. I don't know if you guys noticed tonight, but I think up front put on a show today. I think at one point we were 6 cars in the top 7, or 5 cars in the top 6 or 7. We got a strong stable here. I think a lot of people have us down and out this year, thinking we're the underdogs, and I love that. It kind of lit a fire under my butt here, and the best way to respond is in victory lane. And hey, we're starting strong and going to continue that hopefully.
All right, last question, bud. You got any sponsors or anybody that you would like to thank that made this possible?
Yeah, absolutely. John Hendrick, Over the Top Designs, awesome paint schemes all year long and keeping this team running and keeping us strong. Dan's Top Notch Cooling and Heating. They're with us again for I think it's the 3rd or the 4th season, so definitely appreciate their help. And I think that's it right now. I think there's still some talks. It's early in the season. We're going to probably get a couple more people on board here, but it's early. Thank you guys up in the booth. League sponsors, thank you guys, and looking for a great season.
Well, this guy right here, he won tonight here in the Clash, but do not count this man out. Later on this season, he was in that championship 6. Look forward to him having a multi-win season as well and making a huge run in the playoffs later on this season. That is the number 3, Chris Cinnamon. Chris, appreciate you talking to us, bud.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it as always.
That is Chris Cinnamon. And wow, being able to barely, like I said, 300ths of a second on Joey Doucette to be able to get that win tonight. Wesley, you got any final thoughts, bud?
Man, just a fun time. I was looking at the schedule of the Concerns of Police Survivors Cops Truck Series Season 7. And as you mentioned tonight, the Auto Club Clash, when it's in the books, we've got the duels next week. And then, of course, on July 21st, it's the Crown Jewel event at Daytona. And then you get into the heart of the schedule: Vegas, New Hampshire, Milwaukee Mile, Iowa for the first 5 weeks. A lot of a very unique schedule. Always a phenomenal time that this series puts on. Props to, of course, TJ Moore, the race director, Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knott, everybody at NASRA. And I want to say as well, Jacob, thanks for letting me come in and work with you tonight. Apologies that it was with the weather situations being what it was here in the Carolinas. If you're in the nasty weather, be safe out there. Congrats to Chris Cinnamon. And I'll also say in closing, Jacob, that our thoughts and prayers are with our colleague and friend, William Tiller. I know he was in the hospital. I know he's ailing from on the mend from being in the hospital for at least almost a week, but he's in our thoughts and prayers to make a full recovery. I know he works with you on Friday night. I know I work with him on Monday night, and he's worked with many other people. We really look up to him, and another phenomenal job here on this C.O.P.S Truck Series. And Cody Knott did a great job filling in for Adam Flieger as well.
Yep, absolutely great job by everybody here at the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Same time, same place next week. We're going to be the qualifiers at Daytona. You do not want to miss that. Repeat this. You do not want to miss that. Going to see a lot of great super speedway racing, nail-biting racing. We're going to see how that field will shake up in 2 weeks when we get ready to start the season off at Daytona. For myself, Jacob Reeves, this is the NASRA 360 Racing Network with help from Wesley Outland and Cody Knott producing. We hope you all have a great night, and we will see you next week at Daytona.